Hey, History Through Film. Welcome to the Unit 2 Summative Directions, Women in U.S. History. So here in spring of 2025, this is my first time ever doing a summative like this. So if you have any questions or something doesn't make sense, please let me know, because it might make sense in my head, but in reality, it might not. So directions. Since this is an online class, instead of making a poster, you're going to make an infographic. An infographic is a visual representation of information that a person can read quickly and clearly. It also uses designs, colors, and photos or drawings that help get the message across to the viewer. Here are some examples of real-life infographics. For this infographic, you're going to choose one woman who is historically significant in the history of the United States. You're going to give me a brief summary of that woman, a brief summary of A League of Their Own, a brief summary of Hidden Figures, and two connections from the movies to the historical woman you chose. Step number 1. Choose a historical woman. Here are the requirements for your historical woman. The historical woman cannot be one of the historical figures we talked about in class or in the two movies we watched. The historical woman must be someone who has had an impact on the United States. It doesn't have to be a U.S. citizen, but she needs to have a connection to the U.S. The woman you choose can be dead or alive. And if you're struggling with thinking of a historical woman, think of women actors, athletes, politicians, activists, celebrities, authors, and more. Or you can ask me too. I can certainly help you pick out a historical woman to research. Step number 2. Once you have thought of historical women you'd like to research, you're going to click on this document right here. So this document, let's bring that up, has a list of all of your names on it. So you're going to find your name, and once you figure out what woman you're going to do, write that woman's name in the box next to your name. So again, this document will have a list of all your names. You must type the name of your historical woman next to your name. If your historical woman is already claimed by another student, you must choose another historical woman. Step number 3, start creating your infographic. I suggest using Canva. That's probably the most popular and probably the easiest out of all of them, especially because then when you give me the link, it's really easy for me to go in. There's also other infographic makers out there like Pictochart. Again, Canva is probably the one that I would most suggest to use. Step number 4, the following is a list of requirements that needs to be on your infographic about your historical woman. The name of your historical woman, one picture of your historical woman, and 5 bullet points explaining the significance of your historical woman to U.S. history. If you're kind of stuck with this question right here or this requirement, try answering some of these questions. This is totally optional, like all these questions, but it's just trying to get your mind thinking of what significance this historical figure may have had. Step number 5, the following is a list of requirements that needs to be on your infographic about A League of Their Own. So you need 2 bullet points explaining the history of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, 3 bullet points explaining the plot line of A League of Their Own, 1 bullet point or sentence explaining the importance of A League of Their Own, and 1 picture pertaining to A League of Their Own or the AAGPBL. Step 6, the following is a list of requirements that needs to be on your infographic about Hidden Figures. 2 bullet points explaining the history of Jim Crow / redlining / segregation in the U.S. 3 bullet points explaining the plotline of Hidden Figures. 1 bullet point or sentence explaining the importance of Hidden Figures. And 1 picture pertaining to Hidden Figures. Step 7, you're going to make connections between your historical woman and the movies. Answer both of these questions on your infographic in at least 1 complete sentence. How does the movie A League of Their Own connect to your historical woman? And how does the movie Hidden Figures connect to your historical woman? This is again optional, but if you're having troubles to connect your historical woman with the movies, here are some guiding questions that may help you out. Step number 8, proofread your infographic. Then share the infographic link with me, Miss Corey. Here's my email address if you don't know it. And then you will also submit the link into the Unit 2 Summative link Dropbox. Make sure you do your infographic on your ISD 728 account, and make sure you also give me editing access. That's very important because I will click into Canva sometimes and it's like, you do not have permission to view this. And it's like, that means I can't grade it. So please, please make sure I have access to your Canva So many students forget to do this. Also, here's a link to the rubric if you want to check that out as well. Here's also a link to one of my examples that I did on Canva. So as you can see with this example here it's kind of more of a zoomed in. So you can explore this on your own. I didn't answer some of the questions like the plottedly or their own because I don't want you guys copy and pasting whatever I just wrote. So that's the reason for that. But where I could put in information, I did. And then you can kind of see the formatting as well. Be creative with this project. You don't have to follow the exact formatting I did, but I know sometimes like giving an example is a little easier for some of you guys just because it's, I don't know, you're visual learners, which I am too, to be completely honest. Okay, let's go back. So my tips, if you're forgetting information, you can go back and relook at all the assignments for this unit on Schoology. If you click on the pink resource folder on Schoology, that has all my slideshows in it. I also linked in all of the movies in there as well. So you can go back and like skip around and find information. And if you're new to Canva and infographic making, check out this tutorial here. You can also let me know. I can try to help you out. And if you need help picking out a historical woman, let me know. I'll help you. If you need help making connections between the historical women and the movies, let me know. I will help you. And if you need help with any aspect of this project, please just let me know. I am more than happy to help you out. Also, remember that the use of outside resources for information, excluding pictures and information about your historical woman, of course, because you need to research those on your own, will result in points deducted from your project, if not a permanent zero. Outside resources would include looking on the internet or using AI for information about this unit that we did not use in class. For example, you cannot just use Google or AI and ask, give me 3 bullet point summary of hidden figures, and copy and paste the first result that comes up. I will be very picky on your answers to the prompt above by having you use information only from the lessons from this unit. Of course, minus pictures and the information of your historical woman. All right, the due date for this will be May 4th, 2025. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help you out. All right,